What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Dee Hankins Show, where we talk about life, help you with your curveballs, and celebrate your home runs. My name is Dee Hankins. We are smack dab in the middle of December. And if you turn on the TV or you scroll through Instagram, everything is perfect. Everyone's smiling. There's so much excitement in the air. Families are wearing matching pajamas. If you turn on the radio and you hear Mariah Carey, you know it is that time. Technically, it is the most wonderful time of the year, right? But for a lot of you listening right now, it doesn't feel so wonderful, does it? For some of you, the holidays is a magnifying glass, which highlights the things that you don't have. It shows the empty bank account. It shows the strained marriage. It shows the loneliness, spending Christmas by yourself. And more painfully, it highlights the people that are no longer with us. I wanted to take a break from our series to talk to those that don't feel the holidays are so jolly. So if you're dreading this week to come, this episode is for you. This is episode 15, When the Holidays Hurt. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the hardest part first, the empty chair. And what that means is the holidays are usually built on tradition. And when someone who was a part of that tradition is gone, it's noticeable. And that absence is really heavy. Now, in my family, there's some empty chairs. And there are moments of joy that come with a heavy dose of I wish you were here. If you are in a family that's breaking apart, you're in talks of divorce, maybe you got divorced, maybe you're separated, as much as you maybe don't like each other right now or want to fake that you're happy that, things are, you're splitting apart. During the holidays, there's a stark reaction and sometimes this painful sting of, I wish things were different. There are even empty chairs in a full house. And what that means is you're celebrating, you're taking pictures, you're smiling, you're acting like everything is all good. But in essence, there's a hole in your heart. There's a hole there's a gaping hole in the family photo, even though everyone is together. And the holidays punches you in the chest. You feel that, especially during Christmas, because you can't get away from it. You hear all this holly jolly rocking around the Christmas tree every time you turn on the radio. Everybody's smiling with their beanies on. When you turn on the TV and snow and there's these new celebrations and decorations everywhere you go, and all the events are family centered. They're centered around family and it's supposed to be this joyous occasion. But if you're going through something right now in your relationship, you're going to feel that. And that's going to be extra heavy. So if you're grieving this season, whether it's because of a death in the family, a divorce, a failed relationship, or you lost someone that you really care about, an illness, I want you to understand this. You don't have to force the joy. I don't think there is any other holiday outside of Valentine's Day where people fake being happy more. Christmas time makes us plaster on these smiles. It makes us wear matching pajamas and sit in front of the camera and act like everything is all good. This fake Hallmark life when people are really, really hurting. And so I want to remind you, you don't have to fake it. You cannot be okay and still be okay. Now, it's hard for people because then you seem like a downer, right? Everybody. But I'll be honest with you, 90% of the people that go to your Christmas party are faking it. Maybe 90 is too high. 50% of the people that go to that Christmas party, that work party, are faking it. Those couples that you see, all those grams that you see, right? Where the family has matching pajamas and they're all sitting there smiling. Either the wife is hurting or the husband is hurting or something is going on. And so you don't have to fake it. And I think we should normalize that. And I really mean that. And I don't think you should be a downer, go to a Christmas party and just, bring everybody down. But you also don't have to, pretend everything is all good. Maybe you don't take family pictures today. Oh, but that's going to get everybody talking and people are going to wonder what's on. So what? So concerned with everybody else while your world is falling apart. You don't have to do that. Resilience isn't about pretending you aren't sad. Resilience is about finding something in your life to keep you moving forward. That's what resilience is. Remember, this ability to bounce back. And in order to bounce back, you need to grieve. You need to have hard times. The holidays, if they're hard for you, let them be hard for you. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not the only one on this planet that feels the heaviness and the weightiness of the holidays. Maybe you want, my daughter once wrote a song, was like, Santa, pass my house this time. All right? This year, just pass my house. No cookies for you. I don't want no presents, no holly jolliness. Just pass my house this year because I'm not in the mood this year. It's not the same to me this year. I never want you to forget what the season is about. But I also, with that being said, if you're a believer, that's where you're going to find your comfort. All right. You're not going to find the comfort in faking the gifts and faking the smile. You're actually just going to feel worse. You're going to feel more drained than you were when you went to the family dinner or so on and so forth. And speaking of the family dinner, you can avoid that too. I say all that to say this. You can still put your feelings in the my choice bucket, especially during the high pressure holiday like Christmas. It's okay to cry when you're making the turkey, okay? It's okay to talk about what you're feeling. And it's okay to skip the tradition altogether. It's okay to do those things. Now, outside of Christmas or the holiday season being, one of the most heaviest holidays that we feel, it's also the one that has the most financial and social pressure. You got to come to the family gathering and you have to show up with something in your hand. There's the white elephant, there's the gift exchange, there's the kids, there's all of these things that pressure you into spending time. And so I've said this many times. I think it's absolutely insane to go into debt to buy gifts for people that, one, you only see once a year around this time, and two, just to not feel left out. I love my boys. I mention them all the time. I got a group of 6 of us. We rarely exchange gifts. If anything, we've been friends for 25 plus years. We rarely exchange gifts at Christmas time. We're tight friends. I don't think anybody feels any type of way. I mean, yeah, if we find something that, one of our nephews like or so on and so forth, then that's cool. But we rarely do it. I mean, can we pick it up? Probably. But we don't feel this pressure. We don't feel like, oh, if I don't get my boys some football jersey or something for Christmas, we're not going to be boys anymore because we're tight-knit like that. However, I feel like sometimes if we don't have anything under the tree for our kids, they're going to disown us. Christmas is ruined because nobody got me presents. Or you get that, I only got one. And I started learning this. I had a friend of mine one time talk about her holiday experience, her Christmas experience. Kids get 2 gifts, one from mom, one from dad, and then, grandma and grandpa or something like that. But for them, for their household, kids get 2 gifts and they call it a day. And I'm like, man, I feel bad getting 2 gifts for my kids. I feel like, oh, I got to get this, I got to get that, even if it's outside of their Christmas list. And I've had to shift my mindset. So now we just have a budget. And if I did great this year and I'm speaking everywhere, so on and so forth, then that Christmas budget goes up. And if it was much like this year where things were a little bit more squeezed and close together, hey, that Christmas tree is not going to look as packed. And I don't feel bad for it. My kids have everything they want. As a matter of fact, people are like, oh, send me lists for your kids and what they need. My mom and grandparents and stuff. Oh, send me what they need. And I'm like, dude, these kids don't need anything. I'm not making up stuff. I mean, there's some things that they look at, but they just don't need anything, However, when we go to the house, we want them to open up something while other kids are opening up things so they don't feel left out. And you see how weird that is? You see how crazy that is? Throughout the year, they get everything they want. Yet on Christmas, they still have to have more, or else we feel bad as parents. That is social pressure. All right. That is financial pressure. On the TV, you're going to hear sale, sale, sale. Get this, get that. Perfect gift for kids. Perfect gift for the wife. Every kiss begins with K. All this other stuff. All these ads and stuff thrown at you time after time for you to spend money that you don't have. Because if you don't have presents under the tree, you're a bad mom. You're a bad dad. You're a bad parent. You're a bad grandparent. And that sucks about this culture. Absolutely sucks. Why can't a trip? Why can't spending time together? Why can't making breakfast together and all those things? And some people do that. I kind of envy people that don't have this holiday pressure, that have a tradition of certain things that doesn't revolve around going into debt. And on the opposite spectrum, there are many of you who will spend thousands of dollars that you do not have, so that you're the top parent, you're the top family member, you're the top this, just to show off, right? Thousands of dollars that you don't have, which you're paying for every single year. And we got to stop doing that. And you know what's crazy? My daughter, Jaden, when she was little, this is our first kid. And, if you're your first kid who's one and everybody goes all out, I'm not going to get on you too hard because we did it. And I remember we got her all of this stuff, all of these toys and swings and dolls and everything that you could think of, everything that was popular that year for babies and 1-year-olds and all this other stuff. And this happened with my son too. She played with the wrapping paper for hours. She played with the wrapping paper. For my son, when he was little, same thing. First Christmas, we got him all the new toys, all the latest this, play mat, so on and so forth. This dude played with a plastic bottle for days, rolling it around, squeezing it like just a plastic. But someone was drinking water, and we put the cap on, put it in like the little cup holder. And, it found its way on the floor, and we were probably throwing everything away. And my son played with a water bottle for days. Didn't touch the toys. Hundreds of dollars worth of toys. Didn't touch them. Played with a water bottle. My daughter played with wrapping paper for hours. Ripping it, laughing, crumbling it up, walking on it. Just for hours. Didn't touch any of her toys. Cared nothing about the clothes. If you've ever watched kids get clothes for their birthday or for Christmas, they look in the bag, they take the clothes out and just throw it over the head and throw it on the floor. We think it's cute, like, oh, look at this outfit. They could care less. And we go into thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars to buy stuff for kids when you just give them a water bottle and they'll be good. It's, pressure, man, pressure. And don't fall into that this year. Start next year with a clean slate. Start next year with a plan. All right? If people hate you this Christmas because you didn't have the money to buy them something, it is what it is, man. Call it a day. Then you really see who's your family and who loves you for you and not loves you for the things that you give them. Don't set your financial resilience on fire to keep somebody else warm. to buy them gifts that they're going to forget about in February or sell at a garage sale. Then there's the family pressure. You know, every time you go to dinner and your family gets together, that one uncle that says, "Why aren't you married yet?" That's talking about politics at the dinner table and brings up all kind of wild stuff, right? You don't have to fall into that this year. You don't have to. You just don't. Nah, I'm good. Dinner's at 6. Say your highs and byes and peace out. The one family member that gets drunk and just gets belligerent, Aunt Pearl, who comes in and talks about, black people are, man, there's so much drama that goes around the family dinner table, and you don't have to be there this year. We have to normalize, or just not inviting those people. We got to normalize it. I know we want to be around the holidays, but if you're going to make the holidays crazy, then just, not this year. You got to set some standards, man. So I know there's a lot of pressure during the holidays, financial pressure, social pressure. You don't have to fall into that. Remember, if you decide to go to the family party and it's the same result as it was for the last 10 years, that's a my choice thing. If you decide to go into debt to buy gifts for people that you barely talk to or that barely talk to you, that's a my choice thing, okay? The smart my choice this holiday season would be to set boundaries. No is a complete sentence. I'm going to say that again. No is a complete sentence. You do not have to attend. You have every right to protect your peace and grieve in peace if you need to this holiday season. All right, we'll be right back. What's up, everyone? Dee Hankins here. I'm shooting a very special holiday shout-out episode that will air on Wednesday, Christmas Eve at 2 p.m., and I want to hear from you. So if there's someone that you love, someone that you miss, maybe your kids are abroad or you have a family member serving in the military and you just want to wish them a happy holidays, please visit www.deehankins.com/podcast. Click the link, submit a story, and send in your holiday wishes. All of them are due by Tuesday, 3 p.m. That's when we shoot the show, and we air it on Wednesday. I'll hear from you all soon. Happy holidays.
Feel like Christmas, starting to sound like Christmas. I think I'm gonna love this Christmas. I know I'm gonna love this Christmas.
Welcome back, y'all. Look, if you are just surviving this year, that's enough. That's enough. Give yourself permission to say, you know what? This year was a rough year. I can't wait for January 2nd. I just want to fast forward the button. That's enough. That's enough. You don't have to force yourself to be happy. You don't have to force yourself to do anything that you don't want to do this holiday season. You don't have to be married. You just have to be here. Right? Being here is enough. It's a tough year for some of us, man. We miss some people, bro. There's some people out there that you wish you could rekindle with. The holidays don't seem the same because the house is broken. The holidays don't seem the same because some things aren't right. And if you force yourself to try, right? I'm not saying if you don't try, you're a quitter. What I'm saying is if you force yourself to have joy, if you force yourself to smile, you force yourself to buy gifts, it's only going to hurt you more than you're already hurting. You're perpetuating the cycle. And it's okay to just be like, this year, I'm not feeling it. This year isn't the year. It's hard to do, trust me, especially if you have a family, especially if your tradition of getting together is huge. Some of you have really, really big families. And if you don't show up, it's going to break somebody's heart and your family's going to disown you. And you know what, man? In 2025, leading into 2026, this podcast, if you've been listening, has taught you that you are responsible for your life. You're responsible for the choices that you make. No one can make you do anything. And if you continue to do things that ultimately affect you and hurt you, own it. Take it on the chin and say, hey, this is the life that I chose. Just don't complain about it. But if you're constantly putting yourself in situations and then complaining about those situations because, all right, I'm going to go to my mom's house this time. Uncle Joe again with the politics and he went off and Aunt May and them are fighting and this and that. You chose to be there. You chose to be there. And then what I'm telling you is you don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. Doesn't that sound good? I don't have to. Say it. I don't have to. You don't. So this is my challenge for y'all. Find one obligation that drains you. One party, one expensive gift exchange, one tradition, and just say no. Nah, I'm good. Let's take up the Rosa Parks spirit and just not this time. And then reclaim that space for your own sanity. Okay? This week, there is no curveball corners, no home run highlights. However, next week, I am shooting a special holiday episode for those of you that want to send out holiday wishes. I'm going to just spend the whole show reading holiday wishes. So if you are thankful for something, right? For example, I want to thank my audience. I want to thank my listeners. I want to wish you all happy holidays. I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you for listening to me every week, supporting the program, spreading the message across, sharing my episodes, sharing my posts, commenting on my posts. I really thank you for that. It helps the channel. It helps me. And I'm really grateful for that. So this holiday season, I'm wishing y'all the best holidays. So if you would like to do that, I want you to go to my website, www.deehankins.com/podcast. Click on the button that says submit a story. And I want you to send me your holiday wish. You're going to choose highlight in the drop-down menu or special holiday highlight. And I want you to think about someone you can thank. Maybe you miss someone. Maybe grandma passed away. Maybe brother passed away. Or maybe he's out in the military to go serve. Maybe you got kids out in college that aren't going to be able to come home this holiday. And you just want to verbalize that you are grateful for them and you want to wish them a happy holidays. Please do that on the show. I would love to hear from you all. Remember, next week's episode is all about holiday highlights. So I appreciate it. I hope to hear from you all. Remember, if this week and the rest of this month is going to be a struggle, I love you. I really do. And happy holidays. Remember, life throws curveballs, but even curveballs can be hit for home runs.